Every program you've ever written, every AI model, every app depends on one simple idea: remembering things. But how does Python actually remember data? When you write x equals 5, what really happens inside the computer? Most beginners are told a variable is like a box that stores a value. But this idea is not quite correct. It works at first, but it hides how Python actually behaves. In Python, a variable is not a box. It is a name, a label, a reference to an object that exists somewhere in memory. Inside your computer, memory is like a vast grid. Each location has an address. When Python sees x equals 5, it does two things. First, it creates the value 5 in memory. Then it makes the name x point to that location. So x doesn't store 5, it points to it. Now consider this: y equals x. Python does not copy the value. Instead, both x and y point to the same object in memory. Two names, one object. Now something subtle happens. If we write x equals 8, Python does not change the old value. Instead, it creates a new object, 8, and moves the label x to point to it. The original 5 still exists in memory, but x is no longer connected to it. Every object in Python has an identity. You can think of it as its address in memory. When you call id of x, you are asking, where does this object live? And when x changes, its identity changes too. Some objects in Python can change, others cannot. Integers, like 5 or 8, are immutable. They never change. New values are always new objects. But some types, like lists, can change in place, and this leads to very different behavior. Variables also exist within scopes. When you define a variable inside a function, it lives only inside that function. Once the function ends, that variable disappears. It's like a temporary region of memory. So the next time you see x equals 5, don't think of a box holding a value. Think of a name pointing to an object, living somewhere in memory. Because in Python, variables are not containers. They are connections.